may be added while manufacturing condensation polymers or thermosetting plastics also. Then stabilizers, they basically enhance thermostability, and lubricants, they avoid sticking of plastic to the mold during fabrication. Okay, and they also impart finish to the final article. See, as I told you several times, you should report yourself at least at 9:05. Okay, 5 minutes late is allowed. If it is more than 5 minutes, here automatically absentee will be counted. Now we count your presentee automatically. Okay, so here time appears, your arrival time appears. Okay, so you please take care of that. And it unnecessarily disturbs. Every time I have to get back there and you have to let enter into the meeting. And again I have to get back to my presentation. So please, okay, so it is disturbing everybody. You take care of this. Okay, so this is what the compounding of plastics or ingredients of plastics. Then the detail we studied, and now we are at the shape giving process, molding process or fabrication method. So fabrication means giving desired shape to the plastics. Okay, that we studied last time. So now how to select fabrication method, because there are two variables. First variable is we have two types of plastics: thermo softening plastics and thermo hardening plastics. Thermo softening plastics, they are reversible to the heat. We can change their shape at any point of time by application of heat, no problem. But thermosetting plastic, when we fabricate or mold any article out of thermosetting plastic, we cannot change its shape by heating. So that is problem. So type of resin is one variable, type of plastic is one variable, and another variable is shape to be given. Whether this is simple shape, complicated shape, uniform shape, whatever shape. So these are two variables, type of plastic and shape to be given. Okay. So accordingly, for thermosoftening plastics, we should use injection or extrusion molding, and for thermosetting plastics, we should use compression or transfer molding. Okay, you should know this. And shape to be given. I just told you. Depends on type. Depends on shape to be given. We should select proper molding method. So these are the four molding methods. So typical questions are asked, as I told you, describe so and so molding method. Here you need to draw a neat label diagram of the mold, then actual working, for which plastic it is applicable. Okay, then actual functioning. Three steps actually involved in molding. Those three steps should be there when properly mentioned. And then examples of articles that those can be molded. Okay, so direct question may be asked, or they may give you any shape or any plastic, like how can you fabricate PVC pipe. So you should understand PVC is polyvinyl chloride, it's thermosoftening plastic, and pipe is what article having uniform shape. The only last method, extrusion molding, is applicable for that article. So you should suggest extrusion molding can be used for the fabrication of PVC pipe. And then you have to draw the diagram for extrusion mold and working of the mold. And also under extrusion molding, we have two methods, right? Horizontal and vertical. Okay, so it is, since it is pipe, we should use horizontal extrusion molding. And if question is based on insulating electric cable, then you should draw vertical extrusion mold. Okay, working is almost same, only shape to be given are different. Accordingly, you have to write answer. Otherwise, it is very easy. So we will see one by one. Okay. So as I told you, steps involved in molding or fabrication of plastic means, see, there are four methods. Four different methods. But your answer or structure of the answer is same. Okay, so there should be diagram, and in actual working you have to explain three steps. Let us see that. First is filling up of mold. Means we need to fill up mold cavities, or maybe a, preheater container. Okay, so we should fill up the plastic material to be molded. Okay, this is the first step. Charging of the mold. Okay, charge means what? Plastic material. So filling up of mold, then heating is second, because that plastic material, plastic ingredients are in a solid state. Okay, so we have to heat them up to mix together. Okay, the second step is heating. Then third step is compressing or injection into the dye. Either we have to compress it or inject that material into dye. Dye means what? It is dye is something where we have cavities according to the shape to be given. Okay. So third step is compressing or injecting to give desired shape, and last step is very important. That must be there your answer. Curing step. Curing to get desired physical shape as well as physical state, means final polymerization or cross-linking, whatever that is happening during curing. Just like we cure cement, you see, concrete. Okay, we put water for several days, 7 days, 15 days. So that similar way we need to cure final plastic article. That step is very important. So examiner will see these four steps. Filling up of mold, heating, how heating is being carried out depends on method and depends on polymer. Then compressing or injection into the cavities to get desired shape, and finally cure that article to get final physical state, means bonding. Final strength is achieved during curing only. So curing is depending on type of plastic. If it is thermo softening plastic, means what? Plastic which soften after heating, reversible to the heat, means polyethylene polyvinyl chloride. Curing is done by cooling the mold. Okay. In case of thermosoftening, we need to add cooling, because thermosoftening polymerization reaction, those are exothermic reaction. Okay, so to remove heat and to get final bonding, we need to cool down the mold. That's all. And for thermosetting plastic, we don't have to apply cooling. Okay, for thermosetting means what? Which are hardened after heating, or they get permanently set, permanently hard after heating. So curing is done by heating the mold under required pressure for a specified time. Means polymerization or cross-linking, okay, that is taking place during curing process. So for thermo hardening or thermosetting, curing is done by heating under required pressure and for specified time. And for thermosoftening, it is cooling. This difference you should able to understand, and that difference should be reflected in your answer. Okay. Students are still entering in the classroom. I don't know why it is so. Siddharth Adivrekar. Siddharth Adivrekar, you are too late. Okay. So these are the four steps. Examiner will observe along with diagram for the mold and example. Example means what? Which type of articles can be molded. Then advantages and limitations. This is the way you should write. Okay. First is compression molding of plastic, very first method. So this is what a diagram for the mold. So this consists of two major parts. Compression molding. First is top molding part. So this whole part is called as a top molding part. Okay. And this is what bottom molding part. Okay. And here we have cavities. This is called as a die. Here we have cavities according to the shape to be given. Okay. Then these are the guide pins. These is another guide pins. So with the help of guide pins, these two parts are tightened together. Okay. To fill up the cavities in the mold. This is extraction screw or extraction pin. So after getting shape, desired shape, and after curing, article is taken out by just releasing this extraction pin, and pressure is applied from this direction. Means this bottom part is fixed, top part is movable. And as I told you just now, molding plastic powder in a die cavity. So die cavities are over here. So this is typical molding process and is conventional. Okay. So how to write answer? So first, this method is generally applied to thermosetting plastics. This sentence must be there. So as I studied before, compression molding is, compression molding is utilized for molding of thermosetting or thermohardening kind of plastic. Okay. Uh, okay. So example is phenol formaldehyde, urea formaldehyde, nylon 66. These are thermosetting polymers. Okay. So, but beside thermosetting plastic, this method also can be used for thermosoftening plastics. Okay. It can also be used for thermosoftening plastic, but not conveniently and economically. Not preferable. Can be used, but not preferable. It is preferable to thermosetting plastics. Now, as we have decided, way of writing answer. First step is what? Filling up of a mold. So what you should write? Thermosetting resin along with other ingredients are placed in the mold. The filling up of mold means first plastic ingredients are placed in the mold over here. The mixture is subjected to heating and suitable high pressure is applied by tightening the guide pins. So first, the plastic ingredients are placed in the cavity, that is what a filling of a mold. Second is what? Compression or injection. So what we do, we apply pressure from this direction, okay, by moving this top molding part, okay, it will come down and cavities will be filled up. Now, article with desired shape is produced. Cavities are filled up means what? Article with desired shape is produced, but only shape, but physical state is not achieved. Means what? Final polymerization is not done. Final cross-linking is not done. So that is done during curing only. Thermosoftening plastics, curing is done by cooling the mold. Now, this method is optional now for thermosetting and thermohardening. So for thermosoftening plastic, you have to apply cooling to the mold. Okay, but it is exceptional use. But for thermosetting plastic, curing is done by heating the mold under pressure for specified time. Okay, so if it is thermosetting plastic that is undergoing molding process, so here curing is done by what? Keeping mold as it is under required temperature, pressure and for specified time. असाच ठेवून द्यायचा मोल्ड बराच वेळ, कूलिंग अप्लाय करायचं नाही. So during that keeping the mold for a specified temperature and pressure, cross-linking or final polymerization is taking place. Okay, and final mechanical strength is achieved during that heating process only. So this step is very important. Curing is done by heating the mold under pressure for specified time. Now molding of handles of electric iron, cooker, toilet seats, dinner sets, electric bowl, etc., etc. These are the articles being fabricated with the help of this compression molding. Okay. Now advantages. It can be applied to both thermosetting and thermosoftening plastic. हे तुम्ही advantage म्हणून लिहू शकता. Okay. This is applicable to all types of plastics. No restriction. Equipment is very simple. You know. Only top molding part and bottom molding part and guide pins and extraction speed. So simple construction. So equipment is very simple. Thus initial cost for fabrication is comparatively less. The economical part is very important as far as industry is concerned. Okay, we are always, our industry always trying to reduce cost of its product. Okay. So comparatively cost is less. Limitation includes pressure applied is not very high. Okay, 100 to 500 kilograms per centimeter square. 100 to 500. You can mention that in your answer. I did not mention, but you can mention. That is not very high. Hence, only simple articles can be manufactured. Intricate articles having intricate shape cannot be manufactured. Simple shape. Guide pins add extraction pins need to be replaced, increasing the cost of fabrication. Means actually we apply high pressure, so sometimes high pressure, so that pressure and after use, okay, after using for long time, these extraction pins and guide pins need to be replaced. So that enhance what fabrication cost. Okay, so this is about what compression molding. I have one video. Let me check. I have that. I will show you. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, so this is the way you should write answer. Okay, in every process you should draw diagram. You should mention. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So every time you should draw a relevant diagram according to the process asked, then explain the process, actual process. First mention type of plastic that can be molded, then actual process, first filling up of a mold, then compression, okay, and then third step is a curing step, okay, and then advantages, limitations and applications. ह्या टाईपचा तुमचा आन्सर असायला पाहिजे. ओके, देन यू विल गेट फुल क्रेडिट. यातलं कुठली स्टेप मिस नाही करायची, जरी माझ्या नोट्स मध्ये नसली तरी. यामध्ये असणार, शक्यतो नसेल तर तुम्ही ते त्याप्रमाणे करायचं आहे. ठीक आहे. Then we will get to the next method. Next method is transfer molding. Okay. Now transfer molding is applicable to which type of resin? Can somebody tell me? कुठल्या प्लास्टिसिटी वापरतो आपण ट्रान्सफर मोल्डिंग? बघा आठवा, ट्रान्सफर मोल्डिंग थर्मोसेटिंग किंवा थर्मो हार्डनिंग. म्हणजे पहिल्या दोन मेथड आहेत ना, कंप्रेशन मोल्डिंग आणि ट्रान्सफर मोल्डिंग, दे आर यूज फॉर थर्मोसेटिंग और थर्मो हार्डनिंग टाइप ऑफ प्लास्टिक. म्हणजे कुठले प्लास्टिक? युरिया फॉर्माल्डिहाइड, फिनॉल फॉर्माल्डिहाइड, irreversible to the heat. So this is another method for thermosetting plastic. So that is what I will discuss last slide. Then construction. First see construction. This is preheater. This whole chamber is called as a preheater. And obviously we have top molding part, then bottom molding part. We have cavities inside. Then plunger to apply pressure, means to push plastic material into the die. Then orifice, we have a small and sharp hole having uniform cross section. We usually call it as orifice. Then plastic ingredients or powder and molding cavity. The labelings are very simple and pressure is unidirectional from the top. Okay. So obviously first statement is a hinge. Hinge to what? To remove final article after curing. First type of resin that can be molded. So this modified compression molding. I am modified compression molding. This is actually combination of two methods. This is compression plus injection. You keep this in your mind. Compression and injection is a combination ahead. Transfer molding. So this is modified compression molding method used for making thermosetting plastic articles. Thermosetting means thermo hardening, means irreversible to the heat, harden after heating. Plastic articles with more complicated shape and delicate designs can be molded. So this is actually disadvantage or limitation of compression molding. Compression molding म्हणजे last molding. त्याच्यापासून आपण काय करू शकत नव्हतो, complicated shape, delicate design we cannot. But here with the help of transfer molding we can fabricate articles having complicated shape, delicate design. Okay, we can fabricate ICs, etc. Electronic component can be fabricated by this method. So thermosetting resin. Now our first step of mechanism. Thermosetting resin along with ingredients are placed in the mold. That is what filling up of mold means. What here? Here we put all plastic ingredients in this heating chamber. Okay, filling up. And second step is heating to minimum temperature. Now here heating is being applied with the help of this preheater, and that heating is what? With low temperature, minimum temperature. Minimum temperature is which temperature? At which it just softened, the material just softened and does not melt. Okay, and begins to become plastic. Okay, so final cross linkings are not produced in the inside this. So we apply very less temperature, minimum temperature, at which it just softened and does not melt. Okay, no reaction at all. Because what? Thermosetting are irreversible to the heat. If cross linking is produced here itself, then molding cannot be done. It will cure here only. So cross linking will be built up here after giving shape. Okay, that is what we apply minimum temperature at which it just begins to become plastic. Means only linear chains are produced, cross linkings are not produced. This is very important point you should mention in your answer. So this softened mass is forced through an orifice into mold by using plunger working at high pressure. Okay, so first step is what? Filling up of a mold, heating to minimum temperature, and now once it is softened, pressure is applied with the help of this plunger from the top. So as this plunger moves down, that material is passed through the orifice. Okay, now during passage of orifice, friction is created. Friction between the material and the sharp edges of orifice. And that due to that friction, material is heated and converted into fluid. That is what written over here. High friction is developed, which increases temperature at orifice and thus converting plastic into flowing material. Okay, so material start flowing due to frictional heat created at orifice surface. Okay, and material is converted into fluid, and all cavities inside this mold, they are filled up. So here we get article with desired shape. Okay, so we have article with desired physical shape, not state. Final bonding is not done. So final bonding, physical state is achieved during curing. So curing is done by heating the mold under pressure for specified time. Okay, so we have to keep this mold as it is at given temperature and pressure condition for a long time, when actual polymerization cross-linking will take place. Okay, inside this mold, and we get final article ready with desired shape and desired physical state. Then that is removed after curing with the help of this hinge. Okay, so this is what transfer molding. I have video for this also. दिसतं? दिसतंय सगळ्यांना ना? ऐकू येते ना?
हो हो येते.
येस, ओके. Okay, so I hope you understood what is transfer molding. So here I did not mention any advantages and limitations and application, but you should mention. Okay, just look at the video and just note down applications, advantages and limitations. That is what required. This diagram, this is what actual process, Okay, two lines of advantages, two lines of limitations and applications. That is the way you should write. Then next method is पुढे अजून मुलं येत आहेत का करता तसं कोण आहे सिद्धेश दाभोळकर व्हॉट इज युअर प्रॉब्लेम हा दिस इज 9:45 तुझं ऍबसेंटी लावणार ओके सो injection molding, this is what a diagram you should draw. So this is heater for heating material, top molding part, bottom molding part, they are the common labels, common parts of all mold, plastic feed, okay, it's called hooper, okay. Then injection screw, material is injected into the die with the help of this Archimedean screw. Then molding plastic powder in die cavity. Here we have cavities according to the shape to be given. Okay. Extraction pin, and this is nozzle. Okay. So first step is obviously we should mention the plastic that can be molded. So this method is applicable to thermo softening plastics only. Only म्हटलं इथे मी Magacha दोन मेथड होत्या compression molding and transfer molding. They are applicable to all types of plastics, preferably thermosetting, but they can be used for thermosoftening also. But here for injection molding I used only one. Okay. Then powder, plastic powder is fed into heater and heated to soften. This is what a first step. All plastic ingredients are first placed into this heating chamber and heated to soften. Here we have to make it soft, completely soft. Okay. Softened plastic is injected into mold cavity using injecting screw or piston. So once it is softened, okay, so that material is injected into die with the help of this injecting screw. Just push it in this direction, and molten metal will be injected into the die. Article with desired shape is produced. Okay, so here we have cavities. So according to cavities, desired shape article will be produced. Now what is last step? Last step. First step, filling up of a cavity. Sorry, filling up of this mold म्हणा किंवा heating chamber. Then heating, then injecting, and what is last step? सांगा पटकन. What is last step in fabrication? Curing. बरोबर, curing. So curing कसं करायचं सांगा? How curing is being done in this case?
By cooling die.
Exactly, absolutely correct. Okay, so this injection molding is used for thermo softening plastic, and for thermo softening plastic we apply cooling to the mold. Okay, not heating. Cooling महत्वाचं आहे कारण this is exothermic reaction. Okay, exothermic reaction. So to take the reaction to forward direction, okay, we need to apply cooling. Then desired shape article will be produced, that is removed by just relieving this extraction pin. So म्हणून म्हटले बघा, it is then cured by cooling the die. Cured article is removed by using extraction pin. Okay. These articles आहेत bucket, dustbin, etc. Advantages आहेत. It has high molding speed. Speed is very high comparatively. Low finishing cost. Minimum loss of material during molding. Okay, this is disadvantage or limitation of transfer molding. There was a loss of material, but here there is minimum loss of material to make process economical. Limitation, article with simple shapes can only be manufactured. Okay, intricate shape, continuous shape, pipe वगैरे आपण येत करू शकत नाही. Okay, sorry. I hope you understood. So let us see the video for this also. Okay, so I hope you understood. So we will move to the last method, and that is extrusion molding. So as I told you before, extrusion molding is actually used for thermosofting plastic only. Thermosofting. Okay, means what? Polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, polypropylene, etc., which are reversible to heat. But this is what again special method. Special method means what? It is especially used to fabricate articles having continuous shape, uniform cross section means like pipes, sheets, rods. Okay, these are articles with continuous shape. Continuous shape. Insulated electric cables. They are fabricated with the help of extrusion molding. So first statement would be it is applicable to thermosofting resins only. Only म्हटलं या इथे. So it is used to fabricate mold article. Fabricate means mold articles having continuous shape, means pipe, wire, etc., and uniform cross section. Sheets, rods, tubes, insulating electric cables, etc. So there are two types, horizontal extrusion molding and vertical extrusion molding. So horizontal is being used for fabrication of rods, pipes, sheets, and vertical extrusion molding is especially used for insulating electric cable, means to coat plastic on copper aluminum wires. Okay. So this is what horizontal extrusion molding. So it looks similar to what? Injection molding only. Okay, only this die part is different. Heater for heating purpose, die, here we have cavities over here, hooper to insert material inside the heating chamber, revolving screw, okay, it revolves at very high RPM to push material forward and inject into the die, plastic powder, hot plastic powder over here, and extruded tube or extruded or molded article. You could see the pipe coming out. Okay. A process. Plastic powder is first fed into heater and heated to soften. This is what the two steps combined over here. Filling up of a mold, okay, or filling up of a heating chamber and heated to soften. Then softened powder, then pushed into die using revolving screw revolves at very high RPM. Okay, that screw revolves at very high RPM, and when it revolves, the material is pushed forward, and that passes into the die, and desired shape article is produced. So article with continuous shape is produced. That is pipe. It is then cured by applying cooling. Okay. In case of vertical extrusion molding, if you or next time I think we will see that before that we will see video, we will see a vertical extrusion molding later on. First we will see video for both these methods, extrusion molding. Okay, so this is about uh, extrusion molding. So here, see, depends on question asked. You should write answer. Suppose a question is like describe the extrusion molding for the fabrication of pipe. Then you should draw this diagram, horizontal extrusion molding. And if question is asked, uh, if question is asked on what, how can you fabricate insulating cable, insulating electric cable with the help of extrusion molding, then you should write vertical extrusion molding. This is best vertical extrusion molding. Okay. Otherwise, working is same. Okay. So next time we will just revise this method and we will continue next one. Okay. So let me take your attendance. It is actually automatically also done. You please write present in your chat box. Okay. So give present and you can leave meeting. Have a good day.